I'm Jenny Katichiev. I'm Executive Director of the Caregiver Support Network. The Caregiving Youth Project at Pinellas is a program that will identify and support kids that are caregivers. It's an issue that isn't necessarily something that a lot of people might think of. As a program, what we provide is some support groups at the school setting. We also reach out into the community to find other families that are not necessarily at the particular school that we're at, and offer home assessments. This would be to evaluate the needs of the family so that we can help the family as a whole and not just the caregiving child.
I just am starting to feel better, like as of yesterday. It's like kind of like just a switch. And then my mood is lighter. I think most of the rain season is past. So
That seems to make a difference.
yes.
So who
Right.
typically cooks dinner?
She does that. If I don't, I just usually eat cereal. I'm not a cooker, so I don't.
She doesn't have interest in cooking, so I cook at least I like once a week. I'll cook. I can.
She's going to grow up to be a great kid because of the things of helping you too. I mean, that builds character. It really does. It develops her ability to show how much she cares. So don't you worry about that, okay?
I try.
I know that.
I try very hard not to ask much from her.
I know.
Even though she doesn't see it that way.
Maureen, does it seem like a lot to you to help
Not
Mom?
really.
No? You don't mind, do you? I didn't think so.
She minds.
I've been doing it for a while, so I don't really mind anymore.
It's kind of routine for you, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. That's okay.
You need refilling.
But with going out into the community to bring awareness about the Caregiving Youth Project of Pinellas, speaking to people in our local government, business owners, the community at large, it's kind of like a light goes off. A group of children that might need some help, that they really can go unidentified and have all these responsibilities and not have the support that they really need.
Please take those. Thanks. Lane, I've got another basket ready to go to the laundry. Prepared.
I was diagnosed with MS when I was 29. Elena was born the next year because nothing was stopping me back then. And then the past year or so, I've gotten a whole lot stiffer and a whole lot more fatigued, and that's where Elena comes in. She can handle the groceries. She can handle the heavy stuff. She will help me out. I get my foot stuck under a carpet or under the yoga mat. She's there. I can call and she'll come to help me out. I noticed a change in her attitude at the beginning when she was going to the meetings at school. I could see that she had shifted. Even if she didn't feel like it, she does it. Please bring me that, or please take care of this, or Elena, I'm stuck. And sometimes that can be very funny, trying to get me up off the ground. And she's a pleasure to have around most of the time. She's a teenager, but she's a good teenager, and I'll keep her.
Hi, my name's Elena Ruiz. I'm a caregiver for my mom. Normally on a day-to-day basis, I help her with chores that she can't usually do by herself. Usually, I help her get dressed sometimes, help her into the shower, help her put her shoes on. When she needs her pills, I get them for her. I'll help her. Usually I'll make meals because she can't stand at the stove for a long period of time or she'll get tired and fatigued. And then I go to school, she'll go to work, and she has a scooter. And I help her get her scooter out of her car most of the time. And when I come home from school, I do my homework, and then she'll come home and she's tired, so I'll help her into her bed by lifting her legs up because sometimes she's way too tired to do that by herself.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
When me and my mother go to the grocery store, I'll fetch the scooter from the grocery store and then she'll tell me what things to get from the shelves, and I'll get them and put them in a little basket and then put them away so that they're all ready when we need them.
Hello, my name is Robin Kashut. I'm the president of the Caregiver Support Network, a wonderful foundation giving back to the community and the children that are caregivers at home. We sponsor the Caregiving Youth Project, which supports children in middle school who care for a sibling or a parent or a grandparent, and quite often some of them are the sole caregivers at home. We provide support groups, we provide in-home visits, and fun outings for them and their family.
When I was in middle school, they had a caregiver support group, and it was amazing. I got to meet other kids there who had the same issues I have with helping their parents who have MS or other disabilities. It helped a lot. It helped me communicate better with my mother, and it helped me worry less about, not having time to do the things I wanted, and having people to be friends with that have the same problem I have. Usually in the caregivers group they have really fun activities like going to Celebration Station, and all the kids that are there get together, and it's really fun.
We also offer a scholarship to graduating seniors that have been caregivers throughout their school lives and are going on to college. And this year we gave out 3 scholarships, so we were pretty excited about that. And along with all the support groups that we offer here on the Palms of Largo campus for Alzheimer's, Parkinson, gluten intolerance, and other things to help the community, we have a very active foundation. If you'd like to be on our board, we'd love to talk to you about that. If you'd like to volunteer, we have someone that can help you with that. And if you would like to just help out on the advisory board or with some of our fundraising events, we'd love to have you. We support a golf tournament in October to raise money for our children's program, and a program at Francis Wilson Playhouse. And again, all the funds raised go toward helping the children.
We also plan fun activities with these kids so that we can get them out and mingle with each other and be able to meet other kids that have responsibilities that they might have as well. And it also allows the families to meet one another and discuss the different challenges that each other families are met with.
My name is Madeline, and I was a child caregiver for my mother, and started when I was about 14. Prior to that time, everything was very nice, very secure, comfortable home life, and very involved in the community and everything. And then things kind of took a turn when my mother was diagnosed with cancer, and I really wasn't told everything, so part of my behavior at the time was just kind of uneducated because I didn't really know what was going on. And I was 14 at that time, and my sister was 3. We had a hospital bed in our living room, and I was responsible for meals, cleaning, errands, getting my sister to school, getting my mother her medication, bed baths, all of this for my mother, who was always a very strong, dignified woman, was a very tough transition for her. And I didn't have to do any of these things before, as far as really much of the housework or chores or errands or any of that kind of thing. Or had been more about me making sure that there was plenty of time for me to practice piano and have my schoolwork done, and do some social things, to really not being able to go anywhere. We didn't have cell phones then, and so I could basically go as far as she could call me, aside from when I was at school. I don't know. All of this was over the course of a couple years. Started basically when I was 14, and just a couple weeks before I was 17, she died, which was very difficult. And I had guilt about that too, because I felt relief. And it felt so wrong to feel that relief, but there was such constant weight that I felt that there was some freedom, even though, I mean, I still continue to take care of my sister and my home and the home and my dad and all of that kind of thing. I've worked in the healthcare business for 10 years, and it gives you that empathy. Some things you just can't relate to with other people unless you've shared some of that yourself, and if you can't put yourself in their shoes, you just can't have as much of a connection, and it's just so important.
One of our children, and I won't tell you his name, he was a student at Largo Middle School, and he was the sole caregiver for his mother. His mother was in a wheelchair. They went nowhere. They had nothing. And I can remember that our director took them all out for dinner, and the mother thanked her so much. They went to Chili's, and she said, you know, I could never have done this for my child without your help. She also needed help with transportation. And we helped this young man with sneakers. We bought new sneakers for all the kids last year. We did support groups at home. He participated. He was quiet at first, and then he started to join in because there were other children that were in the same situation that he was in. Jenny ran into him last year at school and asked him how he was doing and how his mother was, and his mother had passed away. So he had gone to live with his brother, but he thanked us very much for all the things that the Caregivers Support Network had done for him.
In the school setting where we have these support groups, I've been able to sit in at these groups, and these children are faced with some really significant issues. There's children whose parents or grandparents have MS, kids that are dealing with parents who have depression and tell us how their parent might be sitting in a room all day and not really socializing, and they're just there just to see if they need something. There's also children that have parents that are disabled. And we had one young girl in our recent support group who actually had a brother who was 4 years old who had diabetes, and she was helping with the care of this young boy. And you could see the joy that she took in being a caregiver. But then as the story went on, you can also see that she worries about her brother. At one point, I had asked the group whether or not they worried about their loved ones that they care for. And they just kind of looked around, and all of a sudden, all of them raised their hand. So you have these kids that are not only worrying about their loved ones, but they're also losing out on their youth, an opportunity that all kids should have. So what we want to do is be able to support them so that they have their youth to enjoy, and that they also don't lose sight of their own personal goals. So if they want to go on to college, or if they have a particular goal set for themselves, that they don't lose sight of that goal, even though they have these responsibilities at home.